Hello, Ectosage, you're on the Sage channel, and this is a little bit something, well, this is a little something different than usual. I'm not just going to show these two ships go ahead and battle it out. I am, but that's not all I'm doing. I'm here to show some performance issues I'm getting with Space Engineers that are really starting to get on my nerves. What this is basically, at the top left here, if you're in 4K, you should be able to read this, otherwise, I don't know, maybe I've zoomed in the post, who knows. But you'll see that you have my CPU cores. I have 8 of them. They're multi-threaded, so it shows up as 16. You can see it doesn't look like it uses multi-threading this game at all, because a lot of these are still showing as nothing at all being used. And right now we're spiking up to about 24% usage. If we actually go to processes, you can see about 18% of that is all Space Engineers, which makes sense. It's a pretty hefty game. I'm running at 4K, and, you know, it's got a lot of stuff it's trying to calculate, you'd assume. And you can see memory usage, again, it's using up about 2.5 gigs of memory. And I have a 16 gig system at 3200 speed. My CPU speed is also 3000. Also, we have here on the right my GPU setup. And you can see that it is actually using, GPU load is actually spiked right now to 85%. Earlier when I was doing stuff, it wasn't spiking at all. When we actually look at the game itself, you'll be able to see that, if we actually see my mouse cursor, there we go. Or is it? The simulation speed and stuff is usually at the top, but it's been moved down here for some reason. You can see the simulation speed at a world that's sitting completely still right now is at 0.60 or dropping down to 0.58 or so. It's fluctuating. So about 60 or so % of its normal speed. And this is in a completely static world. The FPS count is around 42. That's what's to be expected when you got so much stuff on screen running at a 4K resolution. I think that's mainly why our GPU is spiking. What I'm going to go ahead and do is, I'm in spectator mode right now. I'm going to go ahead and switch back to normal mode. I'm going to take this ship, and I'm going to select everything, and I'm going to go ahead and assign its ownership to an enemy NPC. And what this is going to do is start these ships firing each other. And you can hear quite the sound freak out right now. So let's go ahead. I'm spamming F8. There you go, and you see these ships are now shooting at one another, attempting to annihilate each other. Pretty awesome sight to see. By the way, mods will be in the description below, as well as a link to a live video tour of this ship. Now you'll notice that our CPU utilization, though, has not gone up. In fact, it's gone down. We've dropped from 18% utilization of our CPU all the way down to about 13. The RAM has only gone up by about 100 kilobytes, maybe 200. So if we were actually go back to just performance, you can see overall nothing much has changed here. A little bit more RAM usage, thank God. What is really odd here though is if you look at our GPU load right here on the right, look at that. It's dropped down from an 80% usage all the way down to sometimes as low as 13 before spiking back up to about 52. This is really odd. None of this is making any sense to me. It's as if that the game, out of fear of overworking the system, slows it down, not because the hardware can't handle it, just because it's slowing down. Now, it is a possibility that it expects a single, it can't multi-thread. It's not used to using multi-cores. So the game's only trying to use one core. But if that was the case, I would expect one of these cores right here to be maxed 100% of the way all the time, and the rest of it doing nothing. But that's not what's happening. And if we look at our simulation speed now, you can see it's at 0.03. So it's at, well, it's going up to 5. So it's at 3 to 5% of its normal speed. It's psychotic. I don't understand why this is happening. So I'm making this video to just get it out there, sort of as a bug report, frankly, to the devs, as well as just to let everybody know that something odd is going on here, that for the life of me, I can't figure out why my system isn't running this at normal speed, or at least a faster speed. Yeah, I don't know, it's odd. Yeah, maybe I'm going to put out a video probably of these two ships actually fighting it out with them both in motion using a remote control thing, if I can figure out how to spawn them in and get them both moving. If not, well, there you go. At least you got to see them shooting at each other a little bit here with my little bug report. It's very odd. I really do not understand what the hell is going on here. And our frame rate is actually at 18 to 14 frames per second. Ooh, wow, jumped up to 24 there, so it's not like our frame rate's hitting the bottom either. It's very odd. Also, I'd like to take a moment to point out that our memory usage for our GPU has actually spiked. That's one thing that I will point out has spiked, and it's gone all the way up to 3 megabytes out of the 4 megabytes that this card has. So maybe that's part of it. I don't know. Maybe one needs a Titan to be able to run this because it uses GPU RAM. But then again, it's still not at 100% utilization even there, so dumb. Anyway guys, that's it. Just thought I'd point this out. Thanks so much for watching, and I shall see you guys next time. Ta-ta. God, I love the sound of those cannons firing.